explain about local variables. So local variable is basically variables which is defined inside a method. Okay, so inside any method, if you are going to declare that variable, so declaration and initialization both are different. Declaring means in this variable I want to store integer variable value. Okay, and initialization means we are going to put some value to that variable. Okay, so that is called initialization. So whenever we are going to take any variable inside a method, we call it as local variable, and it is mandatory before reading that particular variable. Okay, we need to initialize, otherwise we are going to get a compile time error that we have already got in the terminal, okay, in the yesterday program. Okay, now data member. So data members are the variables which we are going to declare inside a class. So inside any class, if you are going to declare a variable, those members we called it as a data members. So those variables we called it as a data members, and it is not mandatory for data members to initialize. Okay, so only if you declare those data members, and if you try to print the value of that particular data member, you are going to get default value, because Java assigned default values to these data members. Okay, so I have also given here examples, and yesterday I have explained that examples also. Okay, now sometime in interview, okay, so they will ask one question. Okay, they will ask one question. Okay, and it's a very basic program that you have two variable. Okay, just like a 10 and b is equals to 20. Okay, what you need to do, you have to swap the variables value. You have to swap the values, means we have to put a value to b and b value to a. Okay, so you have to write a logic to interchange the value, to interchange the value of a value will come to b and b value will go to a. Means in output, what we want, in output we want a equals to 20 and b equals to 10. Okay, so manually we can do it, but you have to write a logic so that that value will get interchanged. Okay, so let's go and write a program. Okay, so this concept we called it as swapping two variables values. Swapping two variables value. So we are going to swap the values of variables. Okay, so just I am going to take the class name as class swap, and then here we are going to take main method. That is the syntax to run any Java program, because JRE will search every time whenever it is going to run. JRE will always search for this main method, and the execution starts from, means program execution starts from main method. Okay, so I'm just taking two variable, okay, and taking another variable b. I want to change. Okay, so to change, okay, value, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take another variable. Okay, that variable we call it as temporary. For temporary purpose, I'm taking a variable called temp. We are taking a variable called temp. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a value. So all operation in Java will start from right to left. Okay, so I'm just writing like that only, so that it will be easier for you to understand it. Okay, so I'm putting a value to temp, because temp, there is no any value in temp. Okay, I have not assigned any value to this variable temp. Okay, so basically we called it as temporary variable. Okay, so I am going to assign a value to temp. Okay, so a value will also be there 10, and it will assign same value to temp also. Means a value is also 10 and temp value is also 10. Okay, now next. So now what I will do, I will put a value, sorry, b value to a. Okay, b value I will assign to a. So it is not going to add the value, it is going to assign this value. So in place of 10, it will become 20. It will become 20. So b value I'm going to assign to a. Okay, and next, so now we got what? A equals to 20. Now B, we have to put what? 10. And 10, where it is stored? In temp. So temp value now I am going to store into B. Okay. In B, put what? Temp value. Okay. So all operation in Java start from right to left. So A value will go to temp, B value will go to A, and temp value we are going to put in B. Okay. After this, go and print A and B. Print A, system dot out dot print B. So now if I will go and save it, now if I will go and save this program with the name, let's remove this swap.java. Swap.java. I'm going to save it and then go and run with that name. So we need to navigate to that particular folder. So I'm navigating. So I have saved my program in H drive. So we navigated to H drive and C4. So this is the folder name where I have saved it. Here I need to first compile the program. We have to convert it into bytecode. Okay. So here we'll write Java C space swap.java and press enter. I have pressed enter. So compilation will be successfully done. There is no any syntax error. And now write what? Class name. So Java space, and now it is going to run the program. And we are going in a first we are printing what? A value. It is printing 20, and B value it is printing 10. So this way we are going to interchange two variables value. Okay. Let me explain one more time so that it will be clear with the help of a sorry. Let's open that program once again. So we have this folder where we have saved just now the program. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one more window. Okay, so that it will be easier to see that how values of A and B is changing, how the value of A and B is changing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, put A equals to 10 initially and B equals to 20. Here, okay, so here we are going to take one more variable called temp. So this is the internal operation is going to happen that I'm just going to show you here. Okay. Now in the next line, when this line get executed, okay, when the control will come and execute this line, A value will go to temp. So temp will become what? 10. Temp will become 10. Now in this line, we are putting B value to A. So B value will go and assign to what? It will become 20. It will become 20. Now go, now next line, temp value put to B. So this temp value will get assigned to what? B. So temp B value will change from 20 to 10. Okay, and after that, what I'm printing A and B, we are getting the value. A value is 20 and B value is 10. So this way we are going to swap two variables values. Two variables values we are going to interchange. So this program we called it as swapping two variables values. Swapping two variables values. Okay. Sometime in interview they will ask, okay, that okay, you have written you have used a temporary variable. Without using temporary variable, can you swap two variables values? Yes, we can do also without using this temporary variable. Okay, so how to do without using temporary variable? Because everyone knows that yeah, we using this third variable we can easily do it, but using without using that, can you do it? Yes, swap without third. So just I am writing so that it will be easier to understand the program that for which logic we have written this program. Okay, so here also take what same variable if we take int a, or let's take 100. Okay, and then int b equals to 200. I'm not going to use any third variable. Okay, now we got a and b. So now do one thing. Okay, a equals to a plus b. Okay, so what I did, a plus b. So A plus B, 100 plus 200. Okay. After operation, so I told operation start from this right side in Java. So it will do this operation first, A plus B, and it will assign the new value to A. Okay. So here let's go and take, remove this, and we are going to remove this for now 100, and this is becomes 200. This is going to become 200. Okay, so A plus B, so 100 plus 200, it will become 300, and 300 we are going to put it into what? A. So now A will become 300. A will become 300. A will become 300. Now next operation, what I am going to do, A minus B. A minus B. So what will come? 300 minus 200. What we are going to get? We are going to get 100. Now put it into B. Now put it into B. Now B becomes what? 100. Whatever we were expecting, that B value I want 100. Now next, in next operation, okay, in next line, what you need to do? Next line, what you need to do? Go and put what? Again do what? Now A value is 300 and B value is 100. Now do what? Again A minus B. A minus B. What you are going to get now? 200. Put it into A. Put it into A. Now A becomes what? 200. Now we got the values here. Now we got the values here. And now if we'll go and print A and B, we are going to get the expected result, what we were expecting. System dot out dot print ln and B. Okay, so now if I will go and save this, let me copy it once again. I think something else got copied. Save it. Dot Java. Now go and run it. So first we need to compile it. Dot Java. Successfully compiled. There is no any syntax error. Now Java and this we are getting what? A equals to 200 and B equals to 100 we are getting. This way we are going to set two variables values with using third variable and without using third variable. So when you will go and write a logic with using third variable, the interviewer will tell without using third variable how you can swap two variables like. So you should, if you should know this logic, okay, without using that third variable also how to do it, we can easily do it. We can easily do it. Okay, so this way we are going to write logic to swap two variables values. Okay. Now in Java, we are going to do some operation. Just now we have done one operation, subtraction and addition. Okay, so we are going to use some symbols, okay, to perform some operations like subtraction, addition, multiplication, division. Okay, so there are some operators we are going to use, arithmetical operators, okay, and relational operators, okay, equals to, greater than, less than, greater than, less than, okay, and then greater than equal to, less than equals to, and not equals to. So all these relational operators we are going to use to perform some operation between two variables, between two variables. Okay, so we are going to do all these operations, okay, just like we have that. There is one more operator called logical operator. Okay, I think if you have remembered the mathematics, there is and or is there. Okay, so there are two differences between and or. What is the difference between and or? So or means, okay, let's take two conditions. Let's take A and B. Okay, so if both condition is false in or condition, in or, okay, in or operator, if you are going to use or, okay, if both condition is false, then only we are going to get false. If any of the condition means either A or B contains true, we are going to get result as a true. That is the use of or. Okay, so or means any one condition should be true, then we are going to get the result as a true. But in our case, Both condition means both conditions should be true. Then only we are going to get true. If any of the condition is false, we are not going to get true. It will be false. So that these are the two operators we are going to use, okay, while writing some Java programs. Okay. Now there is one more unary operator. I have not explained that, okay, because we are going to see in detail about that unary operator, because that is very useful while writing the program. We are going to use that multiple times, so I am going to explain that in detail. Okay, so if you go and see in the terminal, okay, here what we are getting, are we getting a proper output? No, we are not getting proper. By seeing the terminal, we'll get confused. If we don't see the program, only we'll go and run it. Okay, if I will tell you go and put the commands, okay, already I have saved these programs in your system, you will get confused whose values is A and B. Means proper output we are not getting. Proper output we are not getting here. Okay, so to get a proper output, okay, so that users should understand the output, okay, we are going to use a term called concatenation in Java. Concatenation means you should get a proper output in the terminal, in the console. Okay, so for that we are going to use concatenation. For that there is one mandatory point to we have to take care. Okay, what is that mandatory point? So for concatenation, okay, at least one input value should be string, then only we are going to perform concatenation. Okay, if directly if I will write a program like this, okay, so let's take this example and create one. Let's take this syntax and create one Java class. Okay, and I'm going to give a class name as concat1. Okay, and I have, let's take system dot out dot print ln, and then if I will do directly 10 plus 20, it will give us what? Result as a what? 30. It is going to give us a result as 30. Means both are what? Integer value. Both are integer value. So if there is no any string, so string means I have explained in the study program that in double quote, if you are going to write a value, that means a group of character. Okay, group of character. So that we call it as a string. So if at least one input value, so here I have taken two value, both are integer. Okay, so it is going to do simple addition. Simple addition. So if we'll go in the terminal and run this class dot Java, so it is going to compile. Sorry, we missed something. Yes, one curly braces. Okay, so if we go and run it, Java concat1, 30 we are getting, because it is doing a simple addition. It is doing a simple addition. Okay, but in place of this, if I will write like this, okay, one input value I am going to give as a what? String. I'm going to give as a string. So in double quote, we are going to write the string value, and here I'm going to give like this and plus 100. If I will do like this, okay, so one input should be string, then only we can perform concatenation. What it will do, it is not going to perform this addition. It will add this string with this value. So now if we'll go and run it, so I have saved it. If we go and run it, what output you are going to get? It's going to give you a equals to 100, means a proper value. Now we are getting that, yeah, 100 value is assigned to a. 100 values assigned to A. Previously, when we were printing A and B directly, we were getting, but by seeing this output, we'll get confused. If we have written programs, we will understand. If someone have written that program and we are executing, we'll get confused that whose value is A and whose values is B. Okay, that time we'll get confused. So for that purpose, we are going to use concatenation. Okay, so we are going to get a proper output. Users should understand the input values properly. Okay, so for that at least one input value should be a string, then we can perform concat. At least It may be more than one. Okay, string we can take 2, 3, 4 also, but at least one input value should be there. Okay, we can concatenate like that. Okay, there are lots of examples are there in which way we can perform. Okay, so let's go and do. Take here 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 is a digit value, but we are writing inside double quote. So it is a treated as a string value, and then plus some value. What it will do? What it will do? It will just concatenate. It will just concatenate. It is not going to add the value because 1, 2, 3 is treated as a string value because we have written inside double quote. If I will go and again run it and compile it, see what we are getting: 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. It is not going to add, just going to add, concatenate it with the string value. Okay, whatever the value we are putting here, the integer value, it is going to just add it with the number. It's not going to do a addition. This way we are going to perform concatenation. Let's take some more examples. System dot println. Okay, what I am doing, I am putting some character value plus. Okay, after this also I want to concatenate some value plus, and then double quote and put some. Okay, so what output it is going to give you? Okay, it is not like Ram, thanks, and then digits. No, in that but order only it is going to give you. So Ram, then 635353, and then thanks, it is going to come in the output. So we need to compile it and then see Ram 635353, thanks. It is going to come. Okay, let's take here one variable, int a equals to 1. Okay, and let's go and do that. System dot out dot println. Okay, and here what I am doing, a equals to, and see plus 100 I have given because we have not taken any variable. Now what we can do, we can use the a value here. How? Using this plus a. So what it will get printed here? Here it will get printed the value of a, it will get printed, means a equals to 1 it is going to give in the output. So if we go and compile it the program, see we are getting proper value, a equals to 1 we are getting proper value. Okay. Let's go and do one more. System dot out dot println 1 plus a. Okay, so what it is going to do, if I'm putting 1 plus a, what it is going to do? So 1 plus a, what it will do, let's check out. It is adding because a value is what? 1. Both are integer value. There is no any what? There is no any string value is there. Both are integer. That's why it is doing addition, proper addition. Okay. If I will write is inside what? I will write like this, a plus and then 1, what it will do? What it is going to do? Else put a. Put a. So a is what? A string. So before that it will print what? Value of a. So it will come as 1. So 1 a is going to give the output. We need to compile it first. Directly we cannot run it. See 1 a it is giving. So like this, we are going to perform concatenation. One more best example. Okay, so I have two variables. Okay, I want to print those two variables. Okay, I want to print those two variables. Okay, so let's go and take int a equals to some value 23 and b is equals to some 24. Okay, I want to perform addition. Okay, I want to perform addition. So I'm just going to add these two values. Okay, and in the output, I want a proper in output that's the sum of A and B is A plus B. Okay, so let's do a simplest. Add these two value and store in third variable plus 24. So what it will do, it will add. So let's remove this A and B. Okay, so what it will do, it will add the A and B value. So A value is 23 and B value is 24. It is going to add both values, and the new value is going to be assigned to what? Sum. Okay, so now in output I want properly that matches that what we have did in this program. Okay, so we need what? The sum of okay, so this is a string sum of A. So what is the A value? 23. So directly we will use it here, what? Plus A. So 23 is going to printed here. Okay, and so again, and is what? And is not a variable anywhere. So what we need to do? We need to concatenate it here, plus, and then in double quote and. Okay, so let's put some spaces so that it will come in a proper way. And B. So again, B value is already, B is a variable already we have defined. So 24 is going to get printed here. And then is what? Sum. Is what? The value after addition, it will get stored in where? Sum. So what we are going to do? Plus sum. Again, we are going to do concatenation. So now if I'm going to run, okay, the output will be the sum of 23 and 24 is 47. 47. That proper output we are going to get. So if I will save this with another name, because already we have taken the name on that dot Java. I have just saved it and now go and run it. Java C that 2 dot Java. It is going to get compiled. It's going to get compiled. There is no any syntax. Now go and Java concat 2. So this is the class. The sum of 23 and 24 is 47. This is the proper information. Using the concatenation, we are going to get it here. Okay. So this way we are, that's why we are going to use concatenation. Initially, when we started writing the programs, okay, that output was not proper. Okay, we are getting the values. So we will also get confused. Those values is A and B. So here we can get a proper information. Okay, so the sum of 23 and 24 is 47. Using concatenation, we can perform this operation, and we are going to get a proper message in the output. Okay, so this way I have done a lot of examples here for concatenation. Okay, so you can get it and you can practice this example. Okay, now let's take one more example, and that is a very different one. Okay, so I will check. Let's go and take one more program. Okay, so I'm going to take the class name as a concat3 and going to get. Okay, so here what I want, that I have a, so I want 10. Okay, so 10 I'm going to add in one character called F. What output it is going to give us? Okay, what output it is going to give us? Comment in the chat. Okay, comment in the chat. What output we are going to get in the terminal? Comment in the chat. What output it will give us? Comment in the chat. 10F Rasika told 10F. Anyone else? Ray, Kalpana, SK, Rosa.
से शारजा में छक्का ना खेला बच्चा
Sudhir, mute yourself.
है
Sudhir, mute.
वो है ना कभी शारजा में कैसे छक्का ना खेला
Kalpana, what output? Vivek. Just assume I'm asking. That's it. What output? I have taken one integer value and I have taken one character value.
10F only.
10F. Vivek.
NF only.
Rosa. Okay. 10F. Let's go and run this and check what output we are going to get.
So can I get something on the HPC and AI based one? More
Let's go and so I'm just going to save it. .java. Concat.java. Was also told 10F only. Compilation done. Now go and what we are getting, the output 112. From where it is coming? How the output is 112? It should be 10F. I told in initially for concatenation at least one input value should be string. There is no any string input value is there. This is a character and this is an integer. There is no any string. Okay, but from where this other values, okay, 10 we are going to add in some value. So where this 102 is coming, correct? From where this 102 is coming, 10 is going to be added in 102. That's why we are getting output as a 112. It's doing a addition. It's doing addition, simple addition it is doing. But from where this 102 is coming? No, f value is not assigned. Okay, so that I am going to explain you from where that f value is coming. Okay, f value 102 it is coming. Okay, so I'm going to navigate to Google. Okay, and I'm going to open a table called, so they have given one table called ASCII table. Okay, ASCII table. So for each and every character they have assigned a value. Okay, that value we called it as ASCII value. Okay, so if you go and check, okay, for f, smaller f, what is the ASCII value is 102. So if any character, special character or digits, if you are going to take it as a character, it is going to catch this ASCII value of this character. Okay, so the ASCII value of f character is 102. Okay, so this value is getting added in 10 and we are going to get the output as a 112. Okay, if you go and add what digit also, if you are going to take it as a character, okay, it is not going to add that particular digit. It is going to take plus, if you go and take what 4 also as a character, okay, it will come in the ASCII table. So already they have given the ASCII table. They have given the ASCII table. Okay, so in the files they have already stored. From there it's catching the ASCII value of these characters. Okay, so 4 is also treated as a character here because we have written the character inside a single quote. So inside single quote, if you are going to write it, it should be treated as a character. Okay, so here in 10 it is going to store the, it is going to add ASCII value of 4. So if you go in the table again, 4 ASCII value is what here. If you come here, ASCII value is 52, means 52 plus 10, it is going to give us 62. So now if I will save this and run it, okay, in the output for second one, we are going to get, let's go and run the same command. 62 we are getting. So no need to remember, just remember at least, okay, what you need to remember, that you need to remember that a special uppercase start from 65 and until 90. That's it. So it will be ABCD like this. It's in the order. It will be in order 65 to 90 ASCII value of uppercase character. Lowercase character 97 to 122. That's it. 97 to 122 and 65 to 90. That only, so for only characters we used to see in the program. Okay, so only these two you need to remember. It's not like remember, okay, randomly they will ask. Okay, in the interview also they are not going to ask you randomly the ASCII value. Okay, so just you need to remember, okay, from 65 to 90 you are going to get uppercase characters ASCII value from 65 to 90 A to Z, and A to Z lowercase it will start from 97 and it will until 122. Okay, so these are the ASCII values going to be added. We can also take special character as inside single quote. So it will be treated as a character. It will be treated as a character. If I will add 23 plus, okay, inside this we can take what? Dollar. So it is going to be treated as special character. So it will go and take the what? So here if we come here in the ASCII table, okay, dollar. So dollar ASCII value is what? 36. Okay, so if we'll go 36, it is 36. So now it will go and add 22, 23 into that 36. Okay, so it will go and add 23 into that 36. So in the output, what we are going to get? So
Yeah, but it is tough to remember the ASCII values.
no need. Just what I told for characters, remember it. That's it. So 65 to 90 uppercase. So it's ABCD like that. So you can count verbally. Okay.
And
so
if there is a symbol, special symbols are there then?
you can open the table in Google and it is already present. No need to remember.
Okay.
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 Yeah. So in interview also they are not going to go in depth about this. Okay, ASCII table. Okay, just while writing some programs, we will come across this.
मुझे तो ये running ही tough लग रहा है, मतलब remembering तो मतलब मैं गई.
No need. So to this, remember this ASCII table, it is not mandatory. It is not mandatory.
Okay.
Okay, just for knowledge, I am just explaining. Okay, just we have added a character in the digit. It is not going to be treated as a string. Okay, string will always be written inside double quote. So there was no any double quote. There was no string. That's why it did a simple addition. Okay, so for F, it took the ASCII value and it added in the tag. So let's recompile it and check whether we are going to get the special character value. 59 is same thing here. Okay, so this way we are going to perform concatenation. Okay, so this is about to get a proper output in the console. In the output, we are going to use this concatenation. Okay, so for that, there is a one important point that at least one input value should be a string. Then only we can perform concatenation. Otherwise, we cannot perform concatenation. Okay. Now, just now I told there is one more operator that we are going to see in detail. Okay, that we called it as unary operator. Okay, unary operator that we are going to use in multiple programs. Okay, while writing multiple Java programs, we are going to use this unary operator. And in interview also, they asked questions, logical question they are asking. Okay, so same way I'm going to explain you with some logical examples. So what is that unary operator? So unary means what? Unary, by, try. Okay. So all these are what? We can call it as like 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So they have given this unary operator as a name, that the unary means 1. Okay. So in unary operators, we are going to increase and decrease the value of the variable. Okay, so using unary operator, we can increase and decrease the value of the variable. Okay. So if we are going to increase the value, it is treated as increment operator. So increment operator is just like adding 1 to the variable's value. Okay, decrement means we are going to decrease 1 to that particular variable's value. Okay, so we are going to treat notations, okay, symbols to note to explain about increment and decrement. Okay, so in increment and decrement we have two concepts, okay, that we call it as pre-increment and post-increment, and the symbols are, their symbols are like this. This is called post-increment and this is called pre-increment. Okay, we call it as a post-decrement and we call it as a pre-increment. Okay, so pre-decrement. Okay, so I'm going to explain you with a simple example what is the use of this unary operator with example. Okay, so just I'm going to take the same syntax to use it. So I'm going to take main method and taking as a unary one. Okay, and here I'm taking one variable. Here I'm taking a variable int a which equals to 1. Okay, so here two symbols we are going to use, increment and decrement. Okay, and inside increment we have two concepts called pre and post. Okay, pre-increment and post-increment. So what is the difference between why they have given two concepts in increment? Okay, what is the meaning of pre and what is the meaning of post? Okay, what is the use of pre and what is the use of post? Okay, so if I am going to use here as a pre first, so pre will be noted as before variable name. We are going to use this symbol as a plus a. So this we called it as a pre. This we called it as a pre-increment. Okay. So we are going to increase the variable's value by 1. Okay, so that's why we are going to use this unary operator. Okay, so this plus it is an increment, but in increment also it is pre-increment. So what is the meaning of pre-increment? Meaning of pre-increment is, let me take one more window so that how the value is going to be changed I will explain you. So here what the execution will start. Okay, and in execution first line is what, int a equals to 1. So it will go and put a equals to, sorry, it will put a equals to 1. Okay, and the next line system.out.println. Okay, so what it is going to do, here we have used pre-increment. So pre-increment means increase the value of the variable by 1 and then store the new value to that variable. Okay. First increase and then store. So when we will go and run this, it is going to, so plus a means it is increasing. So increase 1. So add 1 to the value of a. So it will become what, 2. And after 2, 1 plus 1, 2, and assign the new value to a. So a will become what, 2. So it is going to print us a value 2 as an output. The output we are going to get 2. Okay, so if I will go and run it, we are going to get output as a 2. We are going to get output as a 2. So let's go and run it. Save with the same name unary one and go and run it. So this is simple. It will be simple. Okay, just plus a, we are going to add 1. Okay, and it will get increased. So it's very logical concepts are there. Plus means first increase and then add, assign the new value to a, store new value to a. So that's why the a value is getting changed to 2. If I will go and run it like .java, so it will print 2. It is printing. Now when I will explain post increment, you will get confused how it is happening. Correct? So till here clear. Okay, now what I'm going to explain you for post increment. Okay, listen it very sincerely. Now I'm going to create one more class. In that, I'm going to take post increase. Let's take post increase. Post increase. And here we have taken one variable as 1. Int a equals to 1. Okay. And here what I am going to do, we are going to use post increment. So for post increment, after variable value, we are going to use plus plus. So the expression, the variable name, and then plus plus. So variable name is what? A, and then plus plus. This notation we called it as post increment. This notation we called it as post increment. Okay. So if we go, okay, so here also same way. Okay, here also let's go and initialize one a value to 1. Okay, how this post increment works. Okay, so the post increment, what it is telling, okay, first print the current value and then increase. So what is the current value of a? So current value of a is 1. So it will print here 1.
1.
Okay, and then increase. Plus plus means then increase. Okay, so here it will become 2. Okay, so in this line, first it is telling first store the new value. So once it is stored, print it, and then go after that, go and increase the value by 1. So that's why I'm changing the value in the new window, that a will become 2. So now if you will do the next line, if we'll go and print the a value, it will be what? It will be 2. It will not be no longer 1. So sorry, new value will be 2. So if I will go and save this, in the first line it is going to print what? 1 means current value. Okay, current value it will print, and then it will go and increase. And the second line, the increased value. So already the value is increased of a, the new value of a is going to be printed here. So if I will save it, and if I will go and save it with this name, okay, and go and save it with this name and run it now, Java C dot. Okay, now go and see 1 and 2 we are getting, because the value we are changing, it is getting increased after storing, after printing, the value of a is getting increased. That is called post increment. That is called post increment. So I think now you got a little bit point is difference between pre and in post. So pre means first increase and then store. Okay, post means first store and then increase. This is the
But in
difference.
both, but in both the cases, increase by 1 only.
Correct. It is
There,
increasing, but
in both the
then
case, yes,
but
in both the cases there is an increase.
correct.
Means it will
That-
increase,
that
but
is- that
increase by 1.
that is increment. That's inside increment we have pre increment and post increment.
Okay, so first increase, then it will
Yes,
add to the store value, and first store value, and then it will increase by the
1.
1.
That's why we call it as unary. So it is going to be increased by 1.
Yes, I got it.
Okay. Okay. So this is called. So let's take one very easy example. Okay. One very easy example. Okay. So see this program, why I am explaining, why I am taking a new window. Okay. When you will practice it also now, in copy, okay, in notebook, okay, make columns, okay, of a and b value. Okay, it will be easier for you to write, and try to get a output first in the copy and then run and match with that. Okay, that will build a confidence while practicing. Okay, I'm going to share some examples today in the mail, okay, to practice. Okay, so let's go and take. Here I'm going to write some expressions here, mathematical expressions. A plus 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 b. Okay, and going to assign this operation. After that, whatever the result, I'm going to put it inside. So let's take here int a equals to 1. Okay, and int b equals to 1. Okay, and here I have written some mathematical operation, a plus plus. So this is what? post increment, and this is pre-increment for B variable. Okay, and I'm going to add, I'm going to put addition here. Okay, so whatever the result, put it in A, and then the next also I'm going same way they are asking in interview. Okay, so I'm going to neatly, I'm going to explain this example. Okay, how you have to approach here, plus A, and then plus, and then B plus plus. So these expressions I have written, and I'm going to assign it to B. This value is going to be assigned. After this, go and print A value and B value. System dot out dot println, and you can use here concatenation. A equals to and plus A. And same way we can copy paste this line, and we'll put variable A, B. We'll put variable B. So we want to get the B value in the last. That what is the B value? Okay. Now take one more window. Okay, so I'm going to take one more window in notebook. When you will practice, okay, make column for A and B. Make column for A and B. So initially, okay, when the execution of the program start, it will assign A and B 1 1, assign 1, and B equals to 1. Okay, now coming to the expression here. Okay, coming to the expression here. A plus plus means what? Post increment. Post increment means first store the value and
It will
then
be
go
It will be
and
2 plus 2.
Why 2 plus 2? Why
So
2 plus? See, I'm going
A there.
A plus plus means what? Post increment. And post increment means first store the value and then go and increase.
So
Here, current value of A is what? 1.
1 and increase by 1, so it will be
No,
2.
no. Post increment. Remember post increment. First, put the value and then go and here increase the value. This is called post increment. Got it? That's why in the next line we have printed the A value. We were getting what? 2. But in the first line we got 1 in the last program. Perfect. So here,
I didn't get actually.
if you go in the back, if you go in this post, the last year, this one is the last program we have done. Here what we were getting the output 1, and here we got 2. Why? The reason is A value is what? Current value is 1. So post increment, what it is telling, first store the value, after storing go and increase the value.
Yes.
Okay, so next time when we go and print the value of A, we are getting 2, but here we are getting what? 1, the current value. So it is going to store.
Yes.
Correct? Got it?
Yes.
So same way we are doing there. Same way we are doing there. Yes, if we go, so here also what? First we are getting the value here. Okay, so what we are doing? Storing the current value and then going and increasing. So here in the next, in this window, I have changed the value of A. Now coming back again next. Plus B means pre-increment. Pre-increment means first increase the B value by 1. So it will become 2, and now assign the new value to B. So here it will become 2. Now 1 plus 2, 3. And 3 we are going to assign to where? A. Now A will become what? 3. A will become 3. A will become 3. Now next line. Next line. That's why I'm telling what? Write this A B value in the column. That how it is changing. Okay, it will be a track. You can track it. And now coming here, plus A means pre-increment. Pre-increment means first increase the value of A by 1. So A will become what? 4. 3 plus 1, 4. Okay, and then assign the new value here to 4. Plus B plus means post increment. Post increment means assign the current value. Assigning the current value. And then go and increase the value of B. It will become 3. Now 4 plus 2, 6, and this 6 we are assigning it to what? B. Now here B will change to 6. Now what is the current value of A and B? 4 and 6. This is the output we are going to get in the output. Okay, so let me remove this. Okay, let me remove because we are going to get the syntax error for this. So I'm just removing this, and we are going to save this program with the same name. Sorry. Already we have given the name. We can give it as a 1. Copy it, save it, dot Java, and go and run it. Java C dot Java. Missed semicolon. A equals to 4, B equals to 6. We are getting. This way we are going to do. We are going to use in unary operator. So we have seen today only increment one. Okay, decrement also works same. Okay, but we will see some examples.
Don't go for
of
decrement today, Bhaiya.
Yeah,
It is
okay.
already tough, yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to close that. Okay, I'm going to wrap up. Okay, so
I want
think-
to, yes, I want to do some more practice. So how we can get some examples to
like this. I'm going to share in mail. Okay, with the recording, I'm going to give you some 2-3 expressions like this. Okay,
Can
do
you
it.
just explain this one once more?
Okay, cool. So see here, what we are going to do here. See, first is what this is pre-increment, and
Yes.
this is post-increment. Sorry, this is
Okay.
post-increment, and this is pre-increment.
Pre.
So here, if we go and let's go and assign new values here, so that it will be easier to understand. 1. So this two line will execute, and it will assign a value A equals to 1 and B equals to 1. Okay, and now coming to the next line. So when this line will start executing, A plus plus means post increment. Post increment means assign the current value and then increase. Okay, so the current value of A is what? 1.
One.
And then it will go and increase the value.
Two.
So in the memory, it will go and increase this value to 2. 1 plus 1, 2. Okay, now coming next. Plus B means pre-increment. Pre-increment means first increase the variable value. So I'm increasing the variable value by 1 and then assigning the new value. So new value of B is what? 2. 1 plus 2, 3. 3 we are going to assign it to whom? A. Okay, so operation start from right to left. So 3 will get assigned to A. Now coming to the next expression. So here plus A means pre-increment. Pre-increment means first go and increase the value of A by 1. So it will become 4. 3 plus 1, 4. So here after that assign it here. So we are assigning, and then plus and then B plus plus. B plus plus means post increment. So post increment first assign and then go and increase. So what is the current value of B? 2.
2.
And go and increase it.
3.
It will become 3. Now 4 plus 2, 6.
So here it will not be changed. 4 plus 2, it will not be
6.
4 plus 3.
No, it will be 4
Okay.
plus 2. B
Okay.
plus plus, no? So first
Okay.
we have assigned and then we have,
Okay. Got
then
it.
we are changing the value. 4 plus 2, 6. Now 6 we are going to assign to B. So now B will become here 6. This value is getting printed.
Okay. Got it.
Cool. So I'm going to give some 2-3 example like this expression. I have explained here 2 variables, and now I'm going to give 3 variables, 4 variables. So you have to try at least. Okay, try at least. I am here to explain, no worries. But I want that at least try. Okay, same logic is there, pre and post. Pre means first increase by 1 and then assign the new value to variable. Post means first assign and then go and increase. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm going to share this, go through this video. Okay, and try. Okay, try to do it first. If you are not able to do, I am here. I will explain. No worries. But I want that you should at least try. Okay, and no need to send me the result. Okay, you can only compare it. Write in the notepad, run it, and you are going to get the right output and match with your output. Okay, if both are matching, good. Okay, if both are not matching, try to get it. Okay, try to get it that where you are doing the mistake. Perfect. So again, we are going to meet tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Cool. Thank you so much. Okay,
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhaiya.